Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Digging Deep and OKIE811 podcast. I'm your host, Luis. Today we have a special guest, Eva Donahue. She works in the Department of Member Services here at OKIE811. She's the liaison at that department. Today we also have my colleague as well, William Bohannon. Both, thank you for being here with us today again.
Of course, it's always my pleasure.
It's a great episode today because we're going to talk with Eva about what member services do at OKIE811 and why it's so important to have these operations and what you guys do for OKIE as well. Right. So Eva, tell us a little bit about yourself and let's just start with that and tell us about member services.
All right. My name is Eva Donahue. I am the member services liaison of OKIE811, and I have been with the company, with OKIE811, for over about 28 years now. I started out in the contact center, taking locate requests and everything, and then moved to training and quality assurance. And then from there, I moved into the membership services team. department. Sorry about that. Oh, no. I moved to the member services department. Really love working with OKIE811. I think it's a great company to work for and just really enjoy what we do and working with the members.
Eva. I keep saying Eva.
That's
Eva.
fine.
Eva. I think Eva speaks in Spanish.
Yes,
Eva's in English.
Yes.
Eva, tell us a little bit about member services and kind of like the day-to-day operations of the department.
Member services, basically everything membership. It covers everything membership-wise, from the application process of becoming a member to educating them on the responsibilities that are outlined as in the Oklahoma Underground Damage Prevention Act, Oklahoma Underground Facilities Damage Prevention Act.
Oh,
it is hard to say.
Yes, it is. It's a mouthful.
I was gonna say, when I first learned it in English, I was like, OUFDPA, and then Oklahoma Underground Facility Damage Prevention Act. I got it right.
Yeah.
And then the second time I was like, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, same here. And then you want to say it as fast as you can, just because it has a fun syllables to do that.
Right.
I did want to ask, because I don't think that we've absolutely cleared this up yet. What requirements do you need to have to be a member?
Great question. To become a member, basically there's two types of membership. You can be, we have general membership and sustaining members. A general membership is an owner or operator of an underground facility, and that's who we mainly work with. And then the sustaining members don't necessarily own or operate underground facilities, but they want to support the purpose of the organization. So they can become a member as well, and which, as y'all know, y'all work with those sustaining members.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So some of those sustaining members could be like ticket management companies that some of our members work with, locating services. I know there's a lot out there that just work in the damage prevention and industry. And so those are what our sustaining members are. And then our general members are those owners and operators of underground facilities.
Excellent. And so when we're looking at the whole kind of OKIE811 process, right, what we like to say when we go out and do trainings is that we're just the communication hub. We're the person in the middle that's just directing traffic, right?
Right.
And so it is really important to have great relationships with our members, right?
Yes.
And so what kind of dynamic does that typically look like on a day-to-day when communicating with members?
We have a variety of topics that we when we're working with our members and stuff, there's just a lot of variety of topics that come up, from just their account information, wanting to update that information that they have on file, how they can do that through the portal, as well as or we can accept it, of course, over the phone, through email, whatever works best for them. And then we have just different changes. Mapping as a portion of what's under their membership account is managing their mapping of the facilities that they have on file with us. And that's important because that's what triggers those ticket notifications. if that information is up to date, then, they're going to receive all the necessary locate request notifications so they can go out and protect those facilities by marking them. But if it's not up to date, then it could be that sometimes we get calls like from members asking, why did I receive this ticket? Or why did I not receive the ticket? And that's all going to reflect on the mapping that they have on file. If they're receiving it, it's because they have underground facilities registered with us in that area of that's related to that ticket. If they didn't receive it, it's more than likely because they didn't maybe not update their mapping or something like that. If they recently acquired assets in the area but forgot to update the mapping portion with us, then that may be a reason that they didn't receive the ticket.
And that's so important, right, to keep those maps updated, especially when they're trying to protect their assets, their underground facilities, and you want to make sure that excavators are, when they're working on those areas, they don't hit their lines, right? So,
Right.
so again, I go back to the basics. It's like, that's why you want to keep those maps always.
Yes, that's a big portion of protecting their facilities, yes.
Member services, I was going to call you Haley for some reason. I think we were working with Haley the last couple of days. I'm like, Haley. No, I was going to say member services has changed, I guess, the way they've done things from a couple of years ago to now. Now we have AI, new technology that kind of helps you guys to improve the operation. What are the new things that you guys are have on as initiatives and stuff like that helps member services to be more efficient and better?
Okay. We're always looking at just our processes because we want to make sure our processes are work best for our team, but most of all our members, that it's a painless process for them updating their account to responding to tickets, whatever it may be. So we have the portal that allows a lot of that, where they can go to the portal and respond to tickets through the portal. That is something that became into law in November of 2021. It's also, it allows them to pull reports on their tickets to help them know kind of where the busyness is happening and for their organization be able to manage that workload better, but also ticket research. If there's a damage to their facilities or anything like that, they can research the tickets. So portal is a big portion of their membership and being successful. But another new initiative that we have going on is the excavation readiness that we started this year. That's something we started in January, sending out reports on their responses to the tickets they receive. And the purpose of those reports is kind of be transparent in how they're doing in the process. And it shows their response rate for their membership in comparison to the state excavation readiness. So it's really been a great report. We've worked on improving that report and identifying trends that we're seeing. And it shows basically the number of the tickets they received, the number of responses that were on time, the number of responses that were late, and it also shows the number of tickets that didn't have any responses at all.
OKIE811 hosts live webinars every other Wednesday at 2 p.m. local time. These webinars cover a wide range of safety topics for both members and excavators. If you attend our live webinar, you will receive a certificate of attendance. And if you aren't able to attend the live webinar, register anyhow to receive a recording of the webinar the following day. To check out our webinar schedule, go to the Education Events page on our website, OKIE811.org. If you have questions or suggestions for topics for future webinars, please contact us at education@OKIE811.org.
It also includes at the bottom of that report an announcements. It gives them a link to our membership announcements so they can stay up to date with what's going on, if there's any law changes, any new initiatives. It's a great resource there to kind of stay up to date with what's going on.
Definitely.
So that's really helpful. And that's a monthly report that we send out to our members at the beginning of each month to kind of let them know where they're at. And then we do get some calls to that's some of the calls that we get or emails that we get to kind of help answer any questions about that report. And anytime we're looking at a membership account we look for opportunities to help them, like say if they do have a low response rate, we can look at sometimes mapping may be an issue because they may not have detailed mapping of their facilities, but have a general area marked. And so how they're registered makes a difference in their notifications, and then that notifications is their workload basically. So
I have a question, a follow-up based on that. When you guys give those reports, do you guys give like tools of, hey, how you can improve as a member in those little areas, like the responses and stuff like that?
yes, it does link. It has, for one, we have what we call user guiding in the portal, and it has a lot of information. For one, it breaks down excavation readiness, what it is, but it also breaks down how to use those tools in the portal. So how to respond if they're not sure how to respond, if they haven't responded through the portal, or the mapping, same thing with mapping, it helps guide them through that as well. So
Awesome.
we do point to those resources to kind of help them. And also a new thing that can be really helpful is, and it was on this month's report, under the announcements, is we now recently launched a virtual booking for virtual meetings. It's Microsoft Bookings, where they can go in and
that's
schedule
awesome.
any meeting with our member services team and have
Excellent.
them one-on-one. Yes. So it does give you 24. It does give us 24 hours notice, so they can't maybe not schedule anything today, but they could the next day.
Right.
So we're really excited about that and seeing how we just launched that.
It's not
Just launched.
It's not gonna be like doctor's appointment that you book and then you have to wait 3 months.
No.
So something that I wanted to bring to the table, and it's going to be a little further of a stretch with kind of context, because I got to explain through it. But so a big thing that people think is that we are an extension of government, but we're a nonprofit, right?
Right.
And so being a member-funded nonprofit, and how those relationships are imperative to have, and how damage prevention as a whole is really a safety culture perspective. Would you be able to walk us through kind of how the membership fee process kind of works overall in the overarching kind of scheme of things for the organization?
Okay, yeah. So being a nonprofit, of course, everything goes towards our operations. So it goes towards services, improving services and stuff like that. So the fee schedule is structured based on collecting only what we need to operate. We don't carry over anything like that. So it's been, all of our members are invoiced annually for the services rendered the previous 12 months, and that goes towards the upcoming year's operations. So what we collect at the end of the year, we bill all of our members in November, and that goes towards the next year's operations. So, and it's broken down. There's ticket fees as the main fee, and then we have premium services. Some of the premium services are the additional email notifications that they want to receive. So all of our members for each dispatch, receive one email, fax, whatever it may be, however they want to receive those tickets. And we're trying to move away from fax. So
Yeah, fax seems like a little
email, FTP, HTTP.
message.
Yes. So, they'll get one address for free, basically, because the way our system set up, it's only one address that we can send to. But we can add additional outputs, which is to send to additional locations or addresses. But when they add those additional ones, they can, that's where some of the premium service fees come in. Fax service is a premium service fee as well. So if they're receiving tickets by fax, they're getting charged $1 per fax. So it's best if they have an email address on file to go ahead and try to switch to email.
Are there some exceptions, for the fees and stuff, for some members, like if it's rural and
Yes, there are some members that are exempt. There's municipalities that have less than 3,000 population that could be exempt, as well as rural water districts that have less than 1,100 meters. They're exempt, and that's only exemption from the ticket fees. It's
the ticket
not
fees, okay.
exemption from the premium service fees.
good clarification. Yeah.
And one thing, it's been around a couple years now, but second and third notices, those are fees. It's under the premium service fees, but it's not an opt-out of fee. So if members are not responding to those tickets on the original ticket by the work date and time listed on the ticket, then they may receive a second notice or a third notice ticket. Just encouraging them to try to get a response so the excavator can proceed with their work. So there are fees associated with those notices as well.
Okay, so second and third notices will have a fee.
Yes.
Like as soon as so after the first 24 hours, you get a fee, and if it becomes a third notice, it's another fee.
Yeah, it's based on the ticket type, how we charge. So if they don't respond, the excavators have been educated to, they need that response. They're required by law to check and make sure responses are received before they can proceed with the excavation. So if they don't receive a response from a member, they may call us to do a second notice or third notice. And that's when those fees come in, when those are issued.
Excellent. And I mean, I'm not particularly sure if I have any more questions. You've just been absolutely knowledgeable, Eva. Like you've just got the whole thing put out there.
The whole tutorial member services.
It was a brilliant.
Is there anything? I know we were talking in the morning a little bit about member services with Troy and the whole team. Do you guys are using AI tools to kind of help in some of the areas from member services, or just not as much?
Not really as much. Maybe to improve some of those reportings.
Okay.
That would be more of a technology question as far as we don't on day to day.
Okay, because it's more like a person to person, like, hey, because members want to talk to someone, be able to like, hey, I need to make sure my information is right and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, and then our webinars that we do each month.
Talk about those. Yeah,
I did think of something, and yes, we'll circle back to the webinars. And what does it take for a member to be held in good standing with OKIE811?
Oh, great question. So for a member to be in good standing, right now, of course, their account has to be in good standing, no outstanding fees or anything like that. And then also, they have to, it's some requirements that we have is that they have to view and verify the information on file before we can provide a certificate of good standing. That's currently what the requirements are, is just making sure everything's up to date, because for the process to work, we have to know the right people to notify of those locate requests. So that's requiring them to verify that information is accurate, and then the fees.
Perfect. We're still promoting the department. What you guys do, you guys doing an amazing job. Also, you guys do something every month, which are the webinars.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what are the webinars topics are, and kind of like, what you guys, every month, what are the topics, and how long they last, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Usually, we do a webinar each month, and it's focused on member services, maybe if there's any law changes that come out. We do a webinar over those, any kind of trends that we're seeing with members, maybe some common concerns that they're having, or some frequently asked questions that we get from our members. We try to cover those topics. So like this, and anything to help them be successful in their membership. So for example, this next Wednesday, we have a webinar covering ticket types and knowing the difference in those ticket types, the requirements that's outlined in the law, like responding to those tickets, the timeframes associated with those different ticket types. So that's a really good webinar that's coming up next Wednesday. But we cover topics like the mapping, managing their account, and one we're doing in this is July, so in August, the one we're doing in August is talking about those virtual meetings.
Oh, nice. Okay.
With bookings.
Excellent.
And so that's a great one. And then we're talking about the account contacts
Okay.
in September. As the next one we have, we're just understanding the different account contacts, how we use those contacts. For example, all of our memberships have a one-call contact, and that's basically the admin of that account. And we use that contact type to notify any kind of email communications that we send out. That's who those notifications or those emails go to, is that contact. So that's another webinar that we have.
Perfect. Oh, Eva, you've been great. Thank you. I don't know. Well, we do have the final question on every podcast episode, but this always comes from Bo. He kind of started that like trend, and he always asks the same question at the very end to every guest. So, Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of our talking shovel here. Like this is
I love it.
it's a great invention.
from here.
Yes.
We didn't buy it.
All right. So
You ready?
I don't know. I'm scared.
it's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of.
services related.
So we like to ask all of our guests a closing question, which is, what is the most important part to having safe excavation? In your perspective, is there a specific part that makes excavation just that much more safer?
I think
30 seconds.
the most important, I think, is communication.
Yeah.
And that involves everybody that's included, from the excavator to OKIE811 to member services. We have to communicate to make the process work and be successful. And the information that we share, making sure we're clear with that information, that help everybody understand the information that's being provided, and then help, of course, our members respond to that ticket information, and those responses have to be clear for the excavator to proceed with their work. So it's all the way around. I think communication is probably the thing that will help it be successful the most.
No, I 100% agree. Like communication, one little link of the communication breaks, and then
Telephone.
Telephone.
Yes.
Eva, thank you so much for being here with us today, for
Thank you
kind of
for
talking
having me.
about member services, what you guys do, and what's so important for, not only the members, for OKIE811 as well. Bo, thank you as well.
Yes, thank you
And,
both. I appreciate
Thank you.
y'all having me.
No, we'll probably have you second part at the end of the year. No, I was kidding. Well, thank you, everyone. Stay tuned for this next episode when it comes out. And again, always dig smart and dig safe and dig smart.
Yeah.
Dig smart and dig safe, or stay safe.
It's all relative and important. So.
All right. Until next time. Bye bye.